Greetings, staff. This is your friendly neighborhood media specialist sharing this video to inform you about the new setup we have for using Destiny Discover, which is our database for our book collection, the newfangled way of accessing our books rather than card catalog. We have gotten rid of the Chrome boxes, and now we'll have a system where there are 5 iPads available at a charging station for students to use. This week, during all of my lessons, I have been sharing with the kids this new change, showing them how to use them, making sure they understand what they should be used for and not used for. Also talking about care. They were informed never to let them be on the floor and so on. So they'll be pretty well informed, but of course you need to be informed as well. So when a student needs to use one of these, which is typically when they don't know the author of a book, or they need to look up a topic in nonfiction because they don't know what Dewey number is attached to it, then they would go get a Chromebook, and they will have to bring it to you because they do have a passcode that I'm not going to give to students. That way we have a little control over when they can get into them. The passcode for all 5 is the same. It's simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what they'll see on the iPad is only one application. I had the technicians lock the settings. I explained to the kids, if you think you're going to grab one of these and go in a corner somewhere and be able to play games, you're going to be disappointed because the only app available is Destiny Discover, which they would use to search for books. So they would simply hit the Destiny Discover icon, and then they can search. So obviously if they're searching for a title to find out who the author is, they can put in what they think the title is or what someone has told them, and then do a search. And then it will give them that author, so then they know this is fiction, which is chapter books, and they would have to go to the TARs to find these particular books. You'll notice on each book there is a green if the book is in and a red if the book is currently checked out. The same is true if they were looking for a particular title in picture books. For example, The Grouchy Ladybug, and they didn't know who wrote that. So then obviously they would not know what alphabet letter to go to. They would type that in. And I did discuss with them that the way they know it's going to be in the picture book section is because the call number starts with E or the word easy instead of fic. And then it has the first 3 letters of the author's last name. So if it has an E, it's going to be in picture books. If it has FIC for fiction, it will be with chapter books. The other reason for using these that I discussed with the kids is when they're interested in a subject in nonfiction, but they don't know which Dewey number is attached. For example, if they were interested in astronauts, they could type that in, and it would search for all books that we have on astronauts. Now, when searching in nonfiction, you have to take it a step farther, because when it's searched for astronauts, it will search for any book with an astronaut, including a picture book like Moustronauts or a science fiction book that's in the chapter book area. So in order to just get nonfiction, they click here by relevance and choose call number, and then it will filter so that only nonfiction books about astronauts will show. And then I pointed out to the students where the call numbers are and that that's how they can find it. For the older kids, I also did explain that there would be maybe one other use, and that would be if they are interested in a certain genre or have been assigned something. So for example, they could put in historical fiction, and then it will filter for historical fiction books. They could do the same thing for something like science fiction or fantasy or something like that. So just to repeat, the code is 123456. The charging stations are on the desk or on the table in the case of Oakley Park. If you have any other questions about how to utilize these, just let me know. Thank you.